We appreciate all the love, loyalty, and respect. Thanks for helping us spread our positivity by tuning into the Red Zone. Today, you're tuned in for another special edition of our Motivational Monday in the Red Zone. And some people call me Chief, some people call me Head of the Table, the rest call me LO. I'm your host, and being that today is another edition of our Motivational Monday, we have a couple things to get to, a couple clerical things to get to, and then we have someone making their global debut right here on Motivational Monday in the Red Zone. So, for our teaser, we have she's a member of the Untouchables. So we have a new introduction to a member of the Untouchables. So just keep tuned in for that. We're going to do that. So our word for the day, Portia, what's the word for the day?
Agrimonious.
Oh my God, that's not a word. Okay, explain what agrimonious means for those of us who speak English and don't know what that word means.
Agrimonious means when you're aggravated, but you're trying to be harmonious.
Okay, wow, very nice. How does that, use that in a sentence so that we can all get a firm understanding of what that word means?
When my son didn't want to go to school this morning, I was agrimonious.
Copy that. All right. So we have, we're going to just kick it right off, and we're going to get right into it. It's the Red Zone. We're listening to Motivational Monday. So we have making her global debut, a friend of the show, a longtime friend of the show, a longtime fan, a newest invited member of our Untouchable. So which means she'll have an Untouchable patch that she wears on all of her Red Zone gear anytime she wins a prize or receives a shirt for guest hosting a show. And so making her global debut, I would like to officially, for the first time, pass the rock to Angie. Angie, why don't you introduce yourself and kick us off with a question?
Hi, I'm Angie. So my first question to you is, who motivates you the most?
So I think the person that motivates me the most would have to be, like, as you know, at the end of every show, I always tell our viewers that they should keep their index finger on top of their ring finger and hold their index top on their middle, hold their ring finger down with their thumb, and stick their pinky out on some player shit in order to salute their haters, because without our haters, who would we do it for? And so For me, my biggest motivation is my haters, because if not for them, then I would have no reason to do what I do.
100%. 100%.
Who motivates you the most?
Who motivates me the most? There's multiple people in my life. There's multiple people in my life that kind of motivates me at different times. You know, at one point it was my grandma, it was my sister at one point, and myself. I feel like your biggest motivation should be yourself too. You know? But yeah, it's a good answer. Okay, moving forward. So you've been incarcerated. So with that, what is your biggest obstacle in which you face to get your motivation from?
The biggest obstacle to my motivation will probably have to be like the administration.
Right.
The administration, the way that they, like, just the way that they just so nonchalantly, like, play with my life. Mm-hmm. Like the way that they just have no regard for anything I have going on, or like, but I will say, like, I talked to Portia today and we sat down and figured it out, like, there really would have been no better time for there to be an incident. Like, there was no school wasn't in session, like,
right.
I basically just missed my pizza party. That was basically really like the only consequence.
Right.
But like, still, that was an attack. Like, that was an absolute, like, that was just an absolute attack. And so things like that are usually like, what's the hardest? That's the standing in the way of, that's like the biggest obstacle, standing in the way of, like, my routine, my positive routine. Because my negative routine is easy. Like, it's not hard to be a lazy bum. Right. Being a lazy bum is not difficult. You just have to lay there.
Right.
And so to stay motivated to get active and to go out and do it every day and follow our motto that we have, which we kind of stole a little bit, but it's beat yesterday. Like, just do better than yesterday. All you have to do is just something better than what you did yesterday, and that's growth. That qualifies as improvement.
Right.
And so I just try to keep that in mind.
Right. So kind of obviously when you face your obstacle, you go through a series of emotions, right? You go through anger, you go through hatred. So what do you personally...
Yeah, I have the 7 stages of grief. The 7 stages of grief. Hold on.
This call is originating from an Ohio correctional facility and may be recorded and monitored.
So we have number 1 is shock and denial. Stage 2 is pain and guilt. 3 is anger and bargaining. 4 is depression. 5 is the upward turn. 6 is the reconstruction and working through. And 7 is the acceptance and the hope.
So do you feel like you go through all 7 of those?
I feel like you do throughout a prison term.
Okay.
I feel like every prison term, like, you know what I mean? Like every number has the stage, and I mean, if that's what you're going for, like if you're going for like trying to work your way through it, like you're going to hit those 7 stages at whatever, like if it's a 7-year bid and you do a stage every year, or like in my case, it's a 10-year bid. Like I did mine, like I kind of got mine spread pretty much nicely spread throughout. I have my institutional record right here, as a matter of fact. But because I'm trying to get my, like I'm trying to file my Judy, like LO for Judy 2024 hashtag. Make sure you shout us out, man. Give us a big shout out on social media. Hashtag free LO FRREEEEL_O. Free LO. So we got Judy in 2024, and hopefully we can be doing the show in the studio come 2024. So.
Okay.